The unexpected decision, in the heart of a galaxy teeming with advanced civilizations and fierce rivalries, Earth stood as a small but determined player. For years, humans had been defending their world against a myriad of threats. But now, a new and powerful alien empire, known as the Zalorians, had emerged. They were massive, ruthless, and their intentions were clear. They wanted to dominate and control all the planets within their reach. The people of Earth were faced with an unprecedented challenge. The situation was dire. The Zalorians had already crushed several worlds, and their fleet was moving closer to Earth. Traditional warships and tactics were proving ineffective against this formidable enemy. The Earth's leaders knew that they needed something extraordinary to turn the tide in their favor. They required a weapon of last resort, something beyond the norm. In a secretive corner of the Earth space program, a team of scientists and engineers had been working on a highly classified project. The project had been started months before the Zalorian threat had fully emerged, but its details were kept hidden from the public eye. The top minds of Earth were involved in designing what would soon be revealed as the most bizarre warship in galactic history. The project was codenamed the Anomaly. The warship was unlike anything seen before. Its design was unconventional, its systems alien to the known technology of the galaxy. It was a blend of sleek curves, sharp angles, and materials that shimmered with an otherworldly glow. The ship's exterior looked more like a work of art than a weapon of war. There were no visible weapons, no familiar thrusters. Instead, it had a strange energy field surrounding it, pulsating with an eerie light. As the final touches were added to the Anomaly, the project leaders prepared for the big reveal. They knew that this warship would face skepticism and ridicule, but they also understood that its success was critical to humanity's survival. The day of the reveal was marked with tension and anticipation. The warship was to be shown to a select group of high-ranking officials and military leaders, all of whom had been kept in the dark about its design and purpose. In the command center, the room was filled with hushed whispers and skeptical glances. The officials were used to seeing powerful and intimidating warships, not artistic anomalies. As the presentation began, the lights dimmed, and the Anomaly was projected onto a massive screen. Its image sparked immediate reactions. Some officials leaned forward, intrigued, others frowned in disbelief. The lead scientist, Dr. Elena Hayes, began her presentation with a confident but measured tone. "Ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you is not just another warship. This is a new era in warfare. The Anomaly represents the pinnacle of our technological innovation and strategic thinking. Its design and capabilities are unlike anything we've ever imagined." A murmur ran through the room. Many were unconvinced. General Robert Drake, a seasoned military leader known for his traditional views on warfare, raised an eyebrow and spoke up. "Are you telling us that this thing is supposed to save us from the Zalorians? It looks like a piece of art rather than a weapon." Dr. Hayes smiled, recognizing the skepticism. "I understand your doubts, General, but sometimes the most unexpected solutions are the most effective. The Anomaly's design allows it to adapt to combat situations in ways traditional ships cannot. Its energy field can absorb and redirect attacks, and its internal systems can adapt to any kind of enemy technology." Despite her assurances, the officials were not fully convinced. The warship's unconventional appearance led many to doubt its effectiveness. However, with the Zalorian threat looming large, there was little choice but to proceed with testing. The Anomaly was moved to a secure location for its first trials. As the testing phase began, the warship was put through a series of rigorous simulations and real-world scenarios. The results were both surprising and alarming. The Anomaly performed admirably in some areas, showing unique capabilities that no one had anticipated. Its energy field was particularly effective at neutralizing enemy fire, and its adaptability made it a formidable opponent in simulations. However, the crew faced significant challenges. The warship's systems were complex and unfamiliar, leading to numerous technical glitches and operational issues. The crew struggled to adapt to the new technology, and their initial attempts to harness the warship's full potential were met with mixed results. Despite these difficulties, the crew remained determined. They understood that the stakes were high and that their success or failure would impact the future of humanity. As they worked tirelessly to overcome the obstacles, they began to see glimpses of the warship's true potential. The Anomaly, though bizarre and unorthodox, started to show signs of becoming a game-changer in the struggle against the Zalorians. In the meantime, the public was kept in the dark about the warship's progress. Rumors and speculations about the Anomaly circulated, but the details remained classified. As the warship approached its first real test in combat, everyone, both supporters and critics, watched with bated breath. The reveal of the Anomaly had set the stage for a dramatic and uncertain future. Whether it would live up to its promise or be remembered as an extravagant failure remained to be seen. But one thing was clear: humanity was about to embark on a journey with a warship like no other, and the fate of their world depended on its success. As the final preparations were made for the Anomaly's debut in battle, the tension was palpable. The warship, with its bizarre design and groundbreaking technology, was ready to face the Zalorian threat. The stage was set for what would become a legendary chapter in galactic history. Testing the warships. The Anomaly prepared for its first test. Anticipation buzzed in the air. The warship's unconventional design had drawn mixed reactions, but now it was time to see how well it performed under real conditions. The crew, a diverse group of skilled individuals chosen for their expertise and adaptability, were eager yet anxious. They knew that their performance with this new vessel could make or break humanity's fight against the Zalorian Empire. The testing grounds were located in a remote sector of space, far from civilian eyes and enemy spies. The area was equipped with advanced simulation systems and live fire facilities to push the Anomaly to its limits. The initial tests would involve a series of controlled scenarios designed to evaluate the warship's capabilities and identify any weaknesses. Dr. Elena Hayes, the lead scientist behind the Anomaly, watched closely from the command center. She had dedicated months of her life to this project and was both hopeful and nervous about the results. Her team of engineers and scientists worked alongside military strategists to ensure that every aspect of the warship was scrutinized. The first test was a series of simulated attacks. The Anomaly faced off against a fleet of virtual enemy ships designed to mimic the tactics of the Zalorians. The simulation began, and the crew started up the warship's systems. The ship's control panels lit up with an array of unfamiliar symbols and controls. Despite their training, the crew struggled to get used to the complex interface. The warship's energy field activated, creating a shimmering barrier around it. The simulated enemy ships fired their weapons, and the energy field absorbed the blasts with surprising efficiency. The crew cheered as the Anomaly withstood the attacks without sustaining damage. However, the ship's weapons systems, which were designed to be highly adaptable, faced their own set of problems. The targeting systems were slow to respond, and the energy blasts fired by the Anomaly were less accurate than expected. As the simulation progressed, the crew tried to adjust the warship's systems to improve performance. They encountered glitches and malfunctions, some of which were critical. The ship's advanced technology, while promising, had not yet been fine-tuned for optimal use. The crew's frustrations grew as they worked to resolve these issues. Following the simulated tests, it was time for live fire exercises. The Anomaly was sent to a remote asteroid field where they could test its abilities in a more realistic environment. The asteroid field was chosen for its minimal risk to civilian areas, but it was filled with debris and obstacles that could make the test more challenging. The crew navigated the Anomaly through the asteroid field, using its advanced sensors to avoid collisions. The ship's energy field proved useful in deflecting small debris, but larger asteroids posed a threat. The crew had to maneuver carefully to avoid damage. This exercise revealed another challenge. The warship's propulsion system was less agile than anticipated. The crew struggled to maintain precise control as they dodged incoming obstacles. In the midst of the test, an unexpected complication arose. A small group of drones, simulating enemy attacks, was deployed to assess the Anomaly's defensive capabilities. The drones moved quickly and unpredictably, creating a real challenge for the crew. The warship's energy field was effective, but the crew's difficulties with the targeting systems continued to hinder their ability to neutralize the drones efficiently. Despite these setbacks, the crew managed to complete the test. The Anomaly had demonstrated some impressive capabilities, particularly in its energy field's defensive strength. However, the issues with targeting and maneuverability were significant and needed to be addressed before the warship could be fully operational. Back at the command center, the data from the tests was analyzed. The results were a mix of successes and problems. The Anomaly's energy field was a breakthrough in defensive technology, but the crew's challenges with the ship's systems highlighted the need for further development. Dr. Hayes and her team worked tirelessly to compile the feedback and formulate plans to address the warship's weaknesses. In the meantime, the crew continued their training, working long hours to adapt to the Anomaly's unique systems. They were determined to overcome the obstacles and make the most of the warship's potential. Their perseverance and dedication became evident as they tackled each new challenge with increasing confidence. As the Anomaly prepared for its next set of tests, there was a growing sense of urgency. The Zalorian threat was not waiting, and humanity needed to be ready. The warship's development was critical to the survival of Earth and its allies. The crew and scientists were aware of the stakes and were committed to ensuring that the Anomaly would be a powerful asset in the upcoming battles. The testing phase was far from over, but the initial results provided a foundation upon which further improvements could be built. The Anomaly's bizarre design, once met with skepticism, was beginning to show signs of being a game-changer in the fight against the Zalorians. The road ahead was challenging, but the potential of the warship offered a glimmer of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. As they moved forward, the crew and scientists remained focused on their goal, to make the Anomaly the ultimate weapon against the Zalorian Empire. The testing phase had revealed both the warship's strengths and its weaknesses, but the journey to perfect it was just beginning. With each test, they grew closer to realizing the full potential of their extraordinary creation. Surprising success. The atmosphere was tense as the Anomaly prepared for its first real combat mission. After weeks of testing and fine-tuning, the warship was ready to face its first actual enemy. The Zalorian fleet was approaching, and humanity's last hope lay in this bizarre and unconventional vessel. The crew, though still adjusting to the warship's unique systems, had grown more confident and determined. They knew that their success or failure would have a huge impact on the future of Earth and its allies. The command center was buzzing with activity. Dr. Elena Hayes and her team were overseeing the final preparations, while the crew members made last-minute checks and adjustments. The Anomaly was ready, but so was the Zalorian fleet. The two sides were on a collision course, and the battle was about to begin. As the battle commenced, the Zalorian fleet appeared on the sensors. Their ships were massive, sleek, and formidable, equipped with powerful weapons and advanced technology. The Anomaly, with its odd design and experimental systems, was about to face a true test of its capabilities. The crew took their positions, and the warship moved into combat formation. The energy field around the Anomaly shimmered as it activated, a protective barrier that had shown promise in earlier tests. The Zalorians began their assault, launching a barrage of energy blasts and missiles. The initial waves of attacks were intense, but the Anomaly's energy field absorbed most of the damage, proving its worth in the heat of battle. The warship's weapon systems, however, faced immediate challenges. The targeting mechanisms were still not perfect, and the energy blasts fired by the Anomaly lacked precision. The crew worked frantically to adjust the systems and improve accuracy. Despite the difficulties, the warship's unique design allowed it to endure the onslaught from the Zalorian fleet. One of the crew members, Lieutenant Sarah Kim, was at the controls of the ship's primary weapon systems. She had spent countless hours training on the Anomaly, and now she was putting her skills to the test. As the Zalorian ships approached, she focused on recalibrating the targeting systems. The first few shots were off-mark, but Sarah's persistence paid off. With each passing minute, the accuracy improved, and the Anomaly's energy blasts began to find their targets. The tide of battle began to shift. The Zalorian ships, initially confident in their superiority, were caught off guard by the anomaly's resilience and adaptability. The warship's energy field not only absorbed the enemy's attacks, but also reflected some of the energy back at them. This unexpected ability caused confusion among the Zalorian forces and made them hesitant in their assault. The crew worked together seamlessly, each member playing a crucial role in the battle. The Anomaly's defensive systems held strong, and its offensive capabilities started to show their true potential. The Zalorian fleet, once dominant and intimidating, began to suffer losses. Their ships were damaged or destroyed by the Anomaly's increasingly accurate fire. Dr. Hayes watched from the command center, her heart pounding with excitement and anxiety. The results were better than she had dared to hope for. The Anomaly was performing beyond expectations, proving that its bizarre design was more than just an artistic statement. It was a formidable weapon in its own right. As the battle raged on, the Zalorian fleet began to retreat. The unexpected success of the Anomaly had turned the tide of the engagement. The crew's hard work and determination had paid off, and they had achieved a significant victory. The Zalorian forces, now disoriented and demoralized, withdrew from the battlefield, leaving Earth's defenders in a triumphant but wary state. When the battle was over, the crew of the Anomaly was met with cheers and congratulations. Their success in combat had silenced many of the skeptics who had doubted the warship's effectiveness. The warship's unusual design, which had once been the subject of mockery, was now celebrated as a groundbreaking achievement. In the aftermath of the battle, the command center was filled with a sense of relief and accomplishment. The Anomaly had proven itself in the crucible of combat, and its surprising success had provided a crucial boost to humanity's morale. Dr. Hayes and her team were proud of their work, but they knew that there was still much to be done. The war with the Zalorians was far from over, and the Anomaly's performance in this battle was just the beginning. The victory had also provided valuable insights into the warship's capabilities and limitations. The crew continued to analyze the data and make improvements to the ship's systems. They were determined to build on their success and ensure that the Anomaly would be even more effective in future engagements. As the crew celebrated their hard-earned victory, they remained focused on the challenges ahead. The Zalorian threat was still present, and there would be more battles to fight. But the Anomaly's surprising success had given humanity a glimmer of hope and a powerful new tool in the fight for survival. In the days that followed, the story of the Anomaly's triumph spread throughout the galaxy. The warship's unconventional design and unexpected success became the stuff of legend. The once mocked vessel was now a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. The Anomaly had proven that even the most unconventional solutions could achieve extraordinary results, and it had set the stage for humanity's continued struggle against the Zalorian Empire. New allies and rising threats, the unexpected victory of the Anomaly against the Zalorian fleet had reverberated across the galaxy. News of the warship's success spread quickly, capturing the attention of various alien species and factions. Among them were potential allies, eager to join forces with humanity in their struggle against the Zalorian Empire. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth's leaders and the crew of the Anomaly faced a new challenge, managing the influx of diplomatic offers and forging alliances. The success of the Anomaly had not only demonstrated humanity's capabilities, but also attracted the interest of several influential alien races. One of the first to make contact was the Xirin Coalition, a powerful alliance of planets known for their advanced technology and strategic acumen. The Xirins? The Xirin envoys were greeted with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Earth's leaders and military officials, while grateful for the offer, were wary of the coalition's true intentions. Dr. Elena Hayes and her team, however, were eager to explore the potential benefits of this new alliance. The Xirins brought with them sophisticated weaponry and shielding technologies that could enhance the Anomaly and other Earth defenses. As discussions progressed, the Xirins shared their knowledge and technology with Earth scientists. They helped integrate advanced energy systems and improve targeting algorithms into the Anomaly, making it an even more formidable asset. The partnership also provided humanity with valuable intelligence on the Zalorian Empire, revealing crucial information about their tactics and weaknesses. While the alliance with the Tsirines was a significant boost, it also attracted the attention of other, less friendly factions. The Zalorians, humiliated by their defeat, were determined to regroup and escalate their efforts. They began to intensify their campaigns, deploying more ships and resources to challenge Earth and its new allies. The Zalorian Empire was vast and well-organized. Their response to the loss was swift and ruthless. The next wave of attacks was more coordinated and brutal, aimed at testing the defenses of both Earth and the Tsirine coalition. The Zalorians had learned from their previous encounter and were now employing more sophisticated strategies and weaponry. The new wave of attacks put the Anomaly and its crew to the test. The Warship, now equipped with Xirin technology, faced off against the upgraded Zalorian forces in a series of intense engagements. The enhanced systems performed admirably, but the crew struggled with the sheer scale and ferocity of the renewed assault. One particular battle highlighted the escalating threat. A massive Zalorian assault fleet, led by an imposing warship known as the Tyrant, launched a surprise attack on a critical supply depot. The depot was vital for the coalition's logistics and needed to be defended at all costs. The Anomaly was dispatched to engage the Tyrant and its accompanying fleet. As the battle commenced, the Anomaly's advanced systems proved their worth. The energy field absorbed the brunt of the enemy's attacks, while the improved targeting systems allowed the crew to strike more effectively. Despite the technological edge, the sheer number of Zalorian ships and their relentless attacks pushed the warship to its limits. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, now a seasoned officer, led the counterattack. Her experience with the Anomaly systems had made her a crucial asset in coordinating the ship's defenses and offensive maneuvers. She worked tirelessly to adapt the tactics and optimize the warship's performance in the heat of battle. The Tyrant, with its heavy armor and powerful weaponry, was a formidable opponent. The battle raged for hours, with both sides suffering significant losses. The Anomaly's crew faced intense pressure, but their resolve remained unshaken. They fought bravely to protect the supply depot and support their allies. In the end, the Anomaly managed to repel the Zalorian assault, but the cost was high. The battle had revealed the need for further improvements and stronger coordination among the Allied forces. The Xirin coalition, impressed by the warship's performance and the crew's bravery, pledged additional support and resources. The success of the battle bolstered the morale of Earth and its allies, but it also underscored the growing threat posed by the Zalorian Empire. The renewed conflict was a stark reminder that the fight for survival was far from over. The alliance between Earth and the Tsirines was now more important than ever, as they faced a relentless and powerful enemy. As the conflict continued, the Anomaly and its crew remained at the forefront of the struggle. Their unexpected success had turned the tide in humanity's favor, but the rising threats from the Zalorians kept them on constant alert. The new alliance with the Xirin coalition provided a glimmer of hope, but the path ahead was fraught with challenges. In the midst of the ongoing battles and shifting alliances, the crew of the Anomaly remained steadfast. Their dedication and bravery were a beacon of hope in a galaxy filled with uncertainty. As they faced the rising threats and navigated the complexities of their new alliances, they continued to fight for the survival of humanity and their newfound friends. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. The Anomaly had become a symbol of resilience and strength. With each battle and each new alliance, humanity was forging its place in the galaxy, standing strong against the rising threats of the Zalorian Empire. The critical battle. The galaxy was on edge as the conflict between Earth and the Zalorian Empire reached a crucial point. The recent battles had shown that the Anomaly and its allies were formidable, but the Zalorians were not backing down. Intelligence reports indicated that the Zalorians were preparing for a massive offensive, aiming to strike a decisive blow against their enemies. The command center on Earth was bustling with activity as military leaders, scientists, and strategists gathered to plan their response. The Zalorians had launched a surprise attack on a strategically important space station, and it was clear that they intended to use it as a staging ground for their next major offensive. The space station, known as Outpost Delta, was a critical asset for the Coalition forces. Its loss could tilt the balance of power in favor of the Zalorians. Dr. Elena Hayes and her team were working around the clock to prepare the Anomaly for the coming battle. The warship had been upgraded with the latest Zerine technology, and its systems were more advanced than ever. But the scale of the upcoming confrontation was unprecedented. The crew knew that their performance would be crucial in determining the outcome of the battle. The Zalorian fleet, led by the formidable warship Tyrant, was already en route to Outpost Delta. The Coalition forces, including the Anomaly, mobilized to intercept them. The space around the outpost was filled with activity as ships readied themselves for combat. The Anomaly took its place in the formation, its energy field shimmering in the darkness of space. The battle began with a sudden and intense barrage from the Zalorian fleet. The Anomaly's energy field flared brightly as it absorbed the incoming blasts. The crew, well-trained but still feeling the pressure, sprang into action. Lieutenant Sarah Kim coordinated the ship's defenses and directed the offensive fire. Her focus was sharp as she adjusted the targeting systems, aiming to strike back at the Zalorian attackers. The Zalorian fleet was larger and better equipped than anticipated. Their warships, including the Tyrant, unleashed a torrent of firepower that tested the Anomaly's defenses. The warship's energy field held strong, but the crew had to work hard to keep the ship from taking too much damage. The coordination between the energy shields and the weapon systems was crucial. As the battle intensified, Dr. Hayes and her team monitored the situation from the command center. They could see the strain on the Anomaly's systems and the courage of its crew. The space station, Outpost Delta, was under heavy attack, and its defense systems were struggling to hold back the Zalorian assault. The station's survival was critical, and the crew knew that their mission was to protect it at all costs. The Zalorians launched several waves of attacks, each more aggressive than the last. The Tyrant, leading the assault, targeted key defensive structures on the space station. The Anomaly's crew worked tirelessly to intercept and neutralize the Zalorian attacks. Despite their best efforts, the space station was taking heavy damage, and the Coalition forces were stretched thin. In a desperate move, the Anomaly's crew decided to take a bold action. They devised a plan to disable the Tyrant, the flagship of the Zalorian fleet which was spearheading the assault. If they could neutralize the Tyrant, it could shift the balance of power in the battle. The plan was risky, but necessary. The Anomaly engaged the Tyrant directly, focusing all of its firepower on the massive warship. The energy blasts from the Anomaly hit their mark, but the Tyrant's heavy armor and shields absorbed much of the damage. The battle was fierce, and the crew faced significant challenges. They had to balance their offensive against the Tyrant with defending against the Zalorian fleet's continued attacks. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, with her experience and determination, played a key role in executing the plan. She directed the crew to target the Tyrant's critical systems, aiming to weaken its defenses and create an opportunity for a decisive strike. The crew worked in unison, pushing their skills and the warship's systems to the limit. As the battle wore on, the strain on the Anomaly became apparent. The warship's energy reserves were depleting, and the crew was exhausted. But their determination never wavered. The critical moment came when the Anomaly managed to breach the Tyrant's defenses. A concentrated burst of energy from the warship's main weapon systems struck the Zalorian flagship, causing it to falter. With the Tyrant damaged and its control systems failing, the Zalorian fleet's coordination began to break down. The Coalition forces, seizing the opportunity, launched a counteroffensive. The Anomaly, despite its own damage, continued to fight valiantly. The tide of battle started to turn as the Zalorian fleet began to retreat. The battle was hard-fought and costly. Outpost Delta had suffered significant damage, but it was still standing. The Coalition forces had managed to hold their ground, thanks in large part to the Anomaly's bravery and the crew's perseverance. The retreat of the Zalorian fleet marked a turning point in the conflict. In the aftermath of the battle, the command center was filled with a mix of relief and concern. The crew of the Anomaly was celebrated for their heroism, but the cost of the battle was evident. The war with the Zalorians was far from over, and the need for continued vigilance and preparation was clear. Dr. Hayes and her team began assessing the damage and planning for repairs. The Anomaly's performance in the battle had been impressive, but there was still work to be done to ensure its readiness for future engagements. The crew, though exhausted, remained committed to their mission and their allies. The battle had shown that humanity and its allies could stand against the Zalorian Empire, but the conflict was far from over. The Anomaly had proven itself as a powerful and resilient weapon, and its crew had demonstrated incredible bravery. The struggle for survival continued, but with each victory, humanity's place in the galaxy became more secure. As the coalition forces regrouped and prepared for the next phase of the conflict, the Anomaly and its crew stood as a symbol of hope and strength. The critical battle had been a testament to their resolve and a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. The fight for the galaxy was ongoing, and humanity was ready to face whatever came next. The galaxy changes. The aftermath of the critical battle marked a turning point for the galaxy. The defeat of the Zalorian flagship, Tyrant, had shaken the Zalorian Empire and altered the dynamics of the ongoing conflict. As the Anomaly and its allies began to recover, the galaxy at large was witnessing a period of significant change. In the weeks following the battle, the Zalorian Empire faced internal turmoil. The loss of the Tyrant had been a massive blow, and the Zalorian leadership struggled to maintain control. Factions within the Empire began to question their strategy and leadership. Rumors of dissent and power struggles circulated, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty. The coalition forces, led by Earth and the Xiran Coalition, took advantage of the Zalorian disarray. They launched a series of strategic offensives to reclaim lost territories and disrupt Zalorian operations. The Anomaly, now a symbol of hope and strength, played a crucial role in these operations. The Warship, equipped with advanced Xiran technology, led several successful missions that further weakened the Zalorian grip on the galaxy. As the coalition forces advanced, they encountered new challenges. The Zalorian Empire, despite its weakened state, was not defeated yet. The Empire's remaining forces, while disorganized, were determined to fight back. The battles became increasingly intense, with both sides pushing their limits. Meanwhile, the impact of the conflict extended beyond the battlefield. The war had far-reaching consequences for the galaxy's political landscape. Many previously neutral or minor factions began to take sides, either supporting the Zalorian Empire or joining the coalition forces. The galaxy was becoming a battleground of alliances and rivalries, with each faction seeking to advance its own interests. One of the most significant changes was the shift in public perception. The success of the Anomaly and its crew had garnered widespread admiration across the galaxy. Humanity was no longer seen as a fringe player, but as a powerful force capable of challenging the established order. This newfound respect and influence opened doors for diplomatic and strategic opportunities. Dr. Elena Hayes, along with the coalition's leaders, took on the task of building a new diplomatic framework. The coalition sought to solidify alliances and establish a lasting peace once the conflict with the Zalorians was resolved. They reached out to various factions, offering cooperation and mutual protection. The goal was to create a stable and unified front that could deter future threats and maintain balance in the galaxy. The Xiran Coalition, having seen the effectiveness of their partnership with humanity, continued to provide support and resources. They also helped facilitate diplomatic negotiations with other factions. Their expertise and connections were invaluable in navigating the complex political landscape. As the coalition expanded, the Anomaly's role evolved. It was no longer just a warship, but a symbol of unity and strength. The crew of the Anomaly participated in diplomatic missions, representing humanity and its allies in negotiations and alliances. Their experiences and successes on the battlefield made them respected figures in the galaxy. The galaxy's changing dynamics also brought new opportunities for exploration and discovery. With the Zalorian Empire's grip weakening, previously restricted regions of space became accessible. The coalition began to explore these new areas, uncovering ancient ruins, advanced technologies, and unknown species. The discoveries added to the excitement and possibilities of the ongoing conflict. However, the path to peace was fraught with difficulties. The Zalorian Empire, despite its internal struggles, was still a formidable opponent. The coalition forces had to remain vigilant and prepared for unexpected challenges. The conflict was not yet over, and the struggle for dominance continued. The Anomalys crew, having experienced the highs and lows of the conflict, remained focused on their mission. They knew that the battles they fought were not just for survival, but for a new future for the galaxy. Their commitment to their allies and their determination to achieve lasting peace drove them forward. As the galaxy changed, so did the nature of the conflict. The battles became more complex, involving intricate strategies and shifting alliances. The coalition forces had to adapt to the evolving situation, constantly adjusting their tactics and approaches. The story of the Anomaly and its crew became legendary. Their bravery and resilience were celebrated across the galaxy. They had shown that even the most dire situations could be overcome with courage and determination. Their achievements were a source of inspiration for many and a reminder of the power of unity. In the midst of the changing galaxy, the Anomaly continued to be a beacon of hope. The crew's experiences and successes had forged strong bonds with their allies and earned them a place of respect and influence. The future was uncertain, but the legacy of their efforts would shape the course of galactic history. As the coalition forces pressed on and the galaxy adapted to the new reality, one thing was clear. Humanity had firmly established itself as a major player in the cosmic stage. The Anomaly had not only changed the course of the conflict, but had also set the stage for a new era of cooperation and exploration. The galaxy was in flux, with old boundaries shifting and new possibilities emerging. The Anomaly and its crew stood at the forefront of this transformation, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The future of the galaxy was unfolding, and humanity was poised to play a crucial role in shaping it. The legacy of the Warship. The war with the Zalorian Empire had left a profound mark on the galaxy, and the Anomaly had become a symbol of resilience and strength. As the conflict began to wind down, the crew and leaders of the Anomaly looked back on their journey, reflecting on their experiences and the legacy they had created. The Anomaly, once a groundbreaking experiment, had proven its worth time and again. Its advanced technology and the bravery of its crew had turned the tide of the war. The Warship had become more than just a vessel. It was a symbol of human ingenuity and determination. In the aftermath of the war, the coalition forces began the challenging task of rebuilding and reestablishing peace. The galaxy had changed significantly, with new alliances formed and old rivalries redefined. The Anomaly's role in this new era was crucial, and its legacy would shape the future of interstellar relations. Dr. Elena Hayes and her team were at the forefront of the reconstruction efforts. They worked tirelessly to integrate the lessons learned from the war into new strategies and technologies. The knowledge gained from the Anomaly's performance was applied to improve other ships and systems, ensuring that the coalition's defenses were stronger than ever. The crew of the Anomaly, celebrated as heroes, continued to be involved in the rebuilding process. Their experiences on the battlefield had given them valuable insights into diplomacy, strategy, and leadership. They used this knowledge to help guide the coalition's efforts in establishing a lasting peace. One of the key aspects of the Anomaly's legacy was its impact on interstellar diplomacy. The success of the warship and its crew had earned humanity and its allies respect across the galaxy. Diplomatic negotiations were no longer dominated by fear and distrust, but were guided by mutual respect and a shared vision for the future. The Xirin coalition, having witnessed the effectiveness of their alliance with humanity, remained a crucial partner. Together, they worked on establishing new protocols for interstellar cooperation. The Anomaly's technological advancements and strategic successes were integrated into joint projects, fostering greater unity among the galaxy's diverse factions. The rebuilding of Outpost Delta, the space station that had been heavily damaged during the war, became a symbol of the new era. The station was reconstructed with advanced technologies and better defenses. It served as a hub for diplomacy and trade, bridging gaps between different factions and promoting peaceful interactions. As the Anomaly's story spread, it inspired countless others across the galaxy. The warship's legacy was celebrated in stories, holovids, and historical records. Its crew became legends, their bravery and achievements remembered as a testament to what could be accomplished through courage and innovation. Despite the end of the conflict, challenges remained. The galaxy was still adjusting to the new order, and tensions simmered beneath the surface. The coalition forces, including the Anomaly, continued to be vigilant, ensuring that the hard-won peace was maintained and that any emerging threats were addressed promptly. The Anomaly itself was not retired, but repurposed. It was transformed into a flagship for peace missions and exploration. Its advanced systems were used to chart new territories, discover new civilizations, and foster diplomatic relations. The warship's legacy lived on through its continued contributions to the galaxy's progress. Dr. Elena Hayes and her team also continued their work, focusing on innovations and improvements based on their experiences. Their research and development efforts were aimed at preventing future conflicts and promoting a stable and prosperous galaxy. They understood that the legacy of the Anomaly was not just about its past achievements, but also about its role in shaping the future. The crew of the Anomaly, now celebrated figures in galactic history, used their influence to advocate for peace and cooperation. They traveled to various planets and systems, sharing their experiences and promoting unity among different factions. Their efforts helped to build a stronger, more interconnected galaxy. As time passed, the Anomaly became a symbol of hope and resilience. Its story was passed down through generations, a reminder of the strength that could be found in adversity. The warship's legacy continued to inspire new leaders and innovators, shaping the galaxy's path for years to come. In the end, the Anomaly's legacy was one of transformation. The warship had not only changed the course of a conflict, but had also played a pivotal role in redefining the galaxy's future. Its story was a testament to the power of innovation, bravery, and unity. The galaxy had emerged from the war with a renewed sense of purpose. The legacy of the Anomaly, with its heroic crew and groundbreaking technology, stood as a beacon of what could be achieved through determination and cooperation. As the galaxy moved forward, the lessons learned from the Anomaly's journey continued to guide and inspire. The Anomaly's impact was felt across the stars, and its legacy lived on in the continued quest for peace, exploration, and understanding. The warship had left an indelible mark on the galaxy, shaping its future and ensuring that the values of courage, innovation, and unity remained at the heart of its journey.